So how did it feel to step back into the Ant-Man suit? I mean, both literally and physically.
Yeah. Yeah. It was good. It was fun. It was, I'd been imagining it for a while and thinking of story and stuff like that, but to actually show up, put on the suit, jump on the ant, it felt good.
It felt good.
Yeah.
You're all back. Is there any modifications in the suit? Because it looks different, obviously. So
Yeah.
were they ones you requested?
No, they were not ones that, well, maybe a little bit. It was a bit of a hybrid between the original Ant-Man suit and the one that they used in Civil War. And so it is a little more streamlined, but it has other options. There's a bit of a sliding scale. I don't
really?
I don't just go really, really small ant size and giant size. There are in-between stages, and sometimes that happens when I don't want it to.
Uh-huh.
And you can imagine the problems that creates.
I can only imagine, yeah. I was going to say, is there parts that are uncomfortable? But obviously there are.
Parts that are uncomfortable, like physically wearing the suit?
Yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes it can get hot. We're filming in Georgia, and so you know, but that's mild.
That's part of it.
The worst part, honestly, is it's so thick that if I have an itch or something, it's a bit like wearing a body cast, and I can't get to it.
Yeah, if you have like a real ant crawl on you.
That's really
a big problem.
And I can't just. It's not like a T-shirt. I can't just take it off.
No.
So I have to ask people to punch me to try and get it. So at any given time, you might look over and see some
Michael Douglas punching you.
Michael Douglas, a grip,
Yeah.
somebody, anyone who's kind of close by. I'm like, right there. It's just right
Punch
there.
it.
And you have to punch me hard.
Yeah, I can
Like
imagine.
put some force into it because.
You have a six-pack, that's why.
No, it's just as the itch is. It's thick. The suit is thick.
So when the rumors started about you guys having an argument, we know it's not true.
Yeah, there's a lot of fights on set. It's like,
But you
no,
are-
he's just breaking out in
No,
hives.
he's just getting a itch scratched. The Ant-Man shape, because you are in really good shape for this movie. Do you feel like now that you're a superhero, you have this pressure to maintain this certain physique?
Yes.
Hey, I can tell you don't like it.
I don't mind it. Honestly, it's once you get into the working out and that kind of frame
Into the
of mind,
superhero shape.
you have, you feel good. You feel like I sleep better, and I feel, my clothes fit better, all that kind of stuff. And it's easier to do when you know you're going to be held accountable.
It's true, right?
Yeah, but it's
Because the fans are kind of crazy in a good way.
Once the thing is done, though, then something switches over in the brain where it's like, okay, I can ease up a little bit on the salmon.
I can have pizza instead of salmon.
Yeah.
Exactly, I know. Your wife probably likes it. The six-pack?
Oh, you'd have to ask her. We've been together so long. She's like, it's fine.
It's like, whatever, it's just you.
Yeah.
Michael Douglas, you get this opportunity to work with such an icon.
Yeah.
What was it like shooting together?
It's the best. He kind of lends an air of authenticity to the whole thing. He's got such gravitas. He's such a great actor.
Doesn't he?
That having him in there makes everything better. And getting to now work with him 2 times and get to know him, really kind of get to know the guy. As crazy as I am of him as an actor, even more as a person, I just love him so much. He's such a nice, funny, smart man, and I think we get on pretty well.
Yeah, you do. I mean, you guys had some chemistry, I must say. In one particular scene, were you very lovey-dovey towards each other?
Right.
Without giving away the plot.
Well, it's tender.
Yeah, it's a tender moment
Yeah.
between you and Michael Douglas. What was that? Was that a little awkward in a way to have to shoot that scene? I mean, it was very entertaining for us as the audience.
I mean, there were moments where, look, as an actor, you have to buy into the reality of the situation and
Yes.
the scene, and you pretend it's really happening in real life. But every once in a while, you do step out of it and look at how ridiculous what it is you're doing is, and so there were a couple of moments where it's like, oh my God.
Did you guys say anything? What did you say to each other in those moments where you had to be lovey-dovey towards
I like
each other?
I like to think that we've now gotten to know each other well enough that we didn't need to say anything. We said it with our eyes.
You did, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful moment.
Yeah, I felt it.
Yeah, we all felt it as the audience. It was tremendous, I must say. Michelle Pfeiffer. How great is it that she has now joined the franchise? You and Michelle actually played lovers in another movie.
First of all,
I could
how
never
about
be your woman.
Yeah.
Now she's your girlfriend's mother.
Yeah.
Was that a little odd?
No, it wasn't. I mean, I was more nervous in the other one, you know. She's so cool.
Yeah. It was nice reuniting, huh?
It was nice seeing her again. I hadn't seen her in a few years. And again, I just think the world of her. And there's something that, you know, we're here making this movie, and it's really fun and, you know, kind of action-packed and funny and lighthearted and whatever it is. But then when Michael Douglas and Michelle Pfeiffer, not to mention Lawrence Fishburne, like when they're on set, all of a sudden it just feels a little different. It's like, oh, yeah, we're wow.
This is big.
There's some movie stars on this thing.
This is big.
Yeah, and you could tell, too, because even the crew would kind of act differently. There's, it's hard not to be impressed by these people, but they also, because certainly Michelle and Michael and Lawrence Fishburne, too, they're so easy at putting us at ease that it just becomes, you know, really pleasurable and not too intense or intimidating for the rest of the day.
Do you ever sit there and go like, wait a minute, okay, Michael Douglas, Michelle Pfeiffer, Lawrence Fishburne, all in this movie, but you're Ant-Man.
I never did think that, no.
You're the star.
No, my thing was I just want to become relaxed enough around them and hopefully close enough to them that I can ask them questions that I just really want to know.
Oh, what'd you ask?
I asked Lawrence Fishburne about Apocalypse Now,
Huh.
you know, and asked him about Marlon Brando. And
Yeah.
he was, you know, he grew up in, he lived in the East Village in 81. So I said, you know, I asked him if he knew Basquiat. He's like, oh yeah.
Would you ask
Jean-Michel?
Michael.
Yeah, he goes, and he was telling me about how acting and art and all of this in New York City at that time was all kind of the same thing. And so, you know, when you get to work with people and really get to hear these incredible stories, nothing beats it.
Yeah.
To talk to
Yes,
Michael
that's true.
Douglas about, I mean, Michael Douglas has been in so many iconic films.
It's true, right?
Yeah, and he's produced them. I mean, to talk to him about One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, to talk to him about Stanley Kubrick, and it's the coolest thing in the world. Talking to him about his dad. Kubrick came back because of Paths of Glory, and so, you know, these are not the things, I don't start off with them, but the entire time I'm thinking, oh man,
I really want to ask it.
I really want to ask Michelle Pfeiffer about Scarface.
How cute are you?
No, I'm legitimately like
You're
interested.
generally a
It's like,
fan,
oh my
though,
God.
right? Yeah.
There's, you know, it's really, really amazing. It's amazing. It's an amazing position and situation to be in.
And I know you are a pretty cool dad. I mean, being Ant-Man, especially to your daughter, who I understand is drawing Ant-Man all over the place.
Yeah, she's drawn lots of Ant-Man pictures and has now for years. She gives me new ones all the time.
Really? Where do you put them all?
Well, I have them all over.
Did you like hang them? You frame them?
I have some framed. I have some hanging on the wall. I have some in a little file because there's a lot. And yeah, it's really sweet.
That's got to make you feel good.
It's the best.
She's like, my dad is Ant-Man.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not so bad, right? Let's talk about the humor in this movie. Do you think the humor is off the charts? It's so amazing. Like I told you, I think it's literally one of my favorite movies ever. And just the comedy is, you just can't beat it. Do you think that's what they did on purpose because fans needed this after Avengers Infinity War?
That was never really the thinking. We didn't put that in mind. I don't think, although maybe Kevin Feige, who seems to, you know, kind of know everything and has this kind of big outlook on things.
Yeah.
That might be a nice sorbet after Infinity War. It really was just, that's kind of the tone of these films.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the tone of the character, and, you know, in the first Ant-Man, I believe we were trying to find it a little bit. We didn't know how funny do we go, how serious do we go. We'll modulate it, we'll figure it out in the edit. I think there's an inherent humor anyway. I mean, I'm riding around on an ant.
Yeah, thanks.
So,
yeah.
you know, I'm called Ant-Man, and it's like, let's draw attention to that. And so I think it lends itself to, humor. I also think it lends itself to maybe being a bit more family friendly because I have a daughter in the film. The film is really about parents and kids.
It's really nice, yeah.
And so the challenge is making something that works on many different levels for many different ages and in different genres. Because it's funny, it's hopefully moving, it's really visual and action-packed. And I believe we have our own identity, yet absolutely falls in line with this Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I understand you have a major part in the next Avengers. Ant-Man does.
Oh.
Huge.
How exciting.
Is this true?
I hope so.
Come on, tell us, Paul.
Wait, there's another Avengers?
Yeah. You didn't know this, huh?
First I'm hearing about
How big is Ant-Man's part?
it.
We
Well.
want Ant-Man not to be small. We want him to be large. Even though ants are small, but...
I like to think it's not the size of the role.
Good answer. So that means I'm not going to get the, definitive answer.
I don't know what I can tell you. I'm just going to follow the
You don't
lead
wanna
of
get in
all
trouble,
the
right?
That's exactly it. I'm just going to follow the lead of all the other actors that have not said anything.
Well, let me ask you this. Will we see you in more than 5 scenes in the next Avengers?
It's possible.
Probably, right?
I don't know.
I'm trying really hard, aren't I?
It's really up to the editor.
That's a good answer, too. I know. And last question. Don't kill me, but I haven't mentioned Evangeline. The girl power in this movie is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you think that was we really got to see her do some fighting and being, some kicking?
Yeah, I mean, Evangeline is so great, and Wasp is such a cool character. I mean, going back for decades. But certainly, she's the one that I think is much better suited for the job, really. It's the family business. She was born into it. And the character is really strong and tough and
in this day and age,
and
important.
so does Evangeline. Absolutely, it's a really cool thing to be in the first Marvel movie that has a female superhero mentioned in the title.
Yeah.
I mean, Marvel's been doing this for a while. There are plenty of female superheroes that are tough and cool and amazing, and powerful, but to be in the movie where one is in the title, that it's my partner, and we also have a female villain, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it says a lot.
You don't
for the
see
female
there's some things that are kind of refreshing, I think, in this film.
I just noted your little pen. Digging it. Who gave you that?
Michael Fisher.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Michael Fisher Industries.
How cute. That looks awesome.
Thank you. Thanks, Michael.